Hello! Welcome back to another video on Riri's money. I hope this finds you well. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about what specifically I use to keep track of my budgeting, to be able to make sure that, you know, I'm staying focused and staying on track. So I'm just going to add this obviously to the pile because that's important. And then I also have this, which you can probably, just hearing that noise, you can probably tell what this is. Obviously on this debt journey, I've been trying to use the tools that work best for me. And I know everyone has different tools and different ways of keeping track of things. And some people I've seen, you know, using iPads and they just write onto the iPad each time what they think their budget's gonna be. Me personally, I love to write, and it's the best way for me to keep track of things. I used to have a bullet journal, and I previously would keep track of my finances that way. Let me see if I still have it actually. This is my old bullet journal. I used this in 2019, so I can't believe this is like 3 years old. So in here, I actually used to keep track of all of my payments, and I loved it. And I brought it back, but I brought it back in this little ledger book. The funny thing is, doing this now, 3-4 years later, it really does sort of psychologically cue me like you need to stop spending. I will hope to continue to make good use of it. Hopefully I'm not writing too much in it, but it's just really straightforward. It's, you know, the date and the amount I spent and the purpose for it. This is where I keep all of my budgeting stuff. And so I have different tabs. So some of the examples here, there's like the monthly budgeting portion, and I know this is really hard to see in the lighting, but it's like bi-weekly budget spreads, monthly budgeting, monthly sinking funds. In this binder, I have different things. So I actually do have a content calendar in here just because it's easier to access everything in one stop. And I've got the one for February all ready to go. And then I just have my expenses in here, which I've gone over in a previous video. This one is, you can tell this is coins. And I've been keeping track of how many coins we have been accumulating. So this was actually, these coins were actually in an elephant that we have in our living room, and it's just like a little piggy bank that I really liked and I bought ages ago. But obviously I'm trying to do a coin challenge here. So far I've been able to roll nickels and I believe quarters. Yeah, so $12 has been rolled because you can't take loose change to the bank. Anytime we get coins, I know for my pay period, they go in here, and anytime he remembers, he'll just put them into this Tupperware. So I am going to be rolling these at some point. You know, I roll them to minimize the space. And there's also American coins in here. So American coins are taken at par now at the bank. They are not taken at the exchange rate, which kind of sucks, but also it just means more coins for us to be able to roll. Another big tool is my phone. I use this to access a lot of my stuff. I use to, you know, my banking. I check my Wealth Simple every day just to see what the deal is, even on weekends, because I'm just curious. But this has been such a huge tool. You know, my calculator tool's on here, so love my phone. This is the Google Pixel 6. This is my commonplace book, and I don't just use it to, you know, write whatever down. A commonplace is just, you know, sort of a catch-all. I also use it to keep track of how many bills I need for each cash stuffing, which is really handy. And some people are probably thinking, well, you have a planner down there, why aren't you using the planner? And just sometimes I don't want to flip through calendar and whatever to figure out what I need to do. So this is just a one-stop shop for notes, for ideas. I even put video ideas in here too. Like I have some scripts already written out for, our outlines written out for my videos that I'm going to be shooting. That way I can stay on track and stay on a script and then have less editing to do. I have, this is my little coin purse. And this right now, I think there's about $4 in here. Right now, because it's not payday, I'm going to hold on to these coins just in case, because I'd rather hold on to the coins and use them than break a bill. And this I actually got when I was in Hawaii. My husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, got me a Le Sportsac bag from the Le Sportsac and Mario collaboration, and it came with a medium-sized pouch, and it also came with this, and I love this so much. It just, you know, I hate dealing with money, but this is one of the few things that I'll take out and be like, oh, this makes me so happy. So I have this as well. I bought this when I got my first full-time job in the industry that I was in, and I just refused to give it up. I pretty much use this to carry my cash. I also keep my miscellaneous spending envelopes in here, which have been so handy, and my dining and skip Uber envelope as well. You've probably seen these before. These are the two binders that I use for saving money in. So this one is a short-term binder that I use to keep track of, or that I put money into so that I can continue to save. So for example, I've got my gas money in here. I have an eating out buffer just in case things get a little too expensive. And then I just have some of my cards in here. So this one has like clothing, which I've said many times in the last few videos that I just don't have a use for at this point. So I'm going to let that build, and then probably in March, maybe April, I might thrift for some stuff for spring. And then finally, the last thing is this planner. So at least, you know, this is, I keep receipts and stuff in here. If I have to claim expenses for work, they go in here. I used to keep track of my budget in here, and I needed a separate space. It's like trying to think while you're watching like TV and listening to the radio all at once. So that's everything in my sort of budget toolkit. I hope this was really helpful, and just remember, everybody's methods are different. This is not the be all and end all, right? Like I could, you know, maybe perhaps at some point I'm done with this and I, you know, get rid of it, right? But there are things in here that are really useful to me right now, and it would be interesting to see a year down the line if that has changed. So thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget, you can find me on the different socials as well. So I'm also on Instagram, and I'm also on TikTok, and it's just been so lovely to be able to get to know you all through YouTube. I will see you in my next video.